Hall is in the building.
What's up?
In the Lion's Den is Natasha. And I am getting the rundown from my guy, Self-O.N E.
What up? What up?
So tell the people what you do.
I MC. That's a lost art in this thing. A lot of people say they rap, they make music.
Yeah.
But I like to keep it authentic. I MC.
No one hit wonder right here, huh? I got it.
It's quality.
Quality.
Absolutely.
So I see you got this hoodie on.
All right. Absolutely. VAR 540.
Just disregard the cash on. You all right?
Shoulder.
It's okay.
A little surgery.
You can get back to work on that.
We're good. We're all right.
So let's talk about VAR 540.
Let's talk about it.
What? So tell the people what it is.
That's the family.
I know what it is.
Yeah, that's the family right there.
Okay.
Tents.
Okay.
Kevin, Grants, started a business.
Okay.
And I'm one of the first investments of the business. So, it's all love, it's all family. Everybody been knowing everybody since the 90s. Not like 99, like we family.
Right. Jeez. Okay. So y'all done seen a few decades together.
Absolutely.
So I want to start out playing a music game before we actually get into the full introduction of who you are.
Okay.
So the first question that I have for you, we're going to use your name. We're going to use Self. And I want to know what's an album title that starts with the letter S.
The letter S. We're going to go with Stronger Than Pride, Sade.
Okay. So my next one is name an artist name that starts with an E.
Artist name that starts with an E. Any genre?
Any genre.
We're going to go Eric B. and Rakim.
Ooh, I was going to say Easy, but Name a record label that starts with an L. You need to call a friend.
An L? LaFace. Come on, LaFace.
Name a song title that starts with an F.
An F? Friend or foe? Jay-Z.
Okay. I was going to say fuck you, but whatever.
Yeah, see? Nah, friend or foe, Jay-Z. I told you I MC. I do this.
So we can't leave the one out because your name is Self-O.N E.
Absolutely.
So name your one favorite song from VAR 540.
Ooh, the history?
Yeah, like.
Oh, man.
Go in the catalog. Pull me one out.
Ooh, we had a record off a project from There's No Plan B.
Okay.
It was called Cheers. I love that record.
Okay. Favorite verse?
Can't
say yours.
Obviously not, right?
Okay, just give me a favorite line.
Pull up to the club, one eye to the flow. Me and Connor Don, shotguns to the smoke. Grants used to get busy, man.
Okay,
That's one of my favorites. Absolutely.
Okay, bet. So getting right into who Self-O.N E is. So tell me like the history. Once you got started, just give me a little bit about how you even got introduced or wanting to be an MC.
Early 90s. My Uncle Frank, which is Grants' father. By the way, we're blood related.
Dang, that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Absolutely, blood related. That's family for real. He really put us on to music, man. And, from the very first day that he let us listen, it was just love from the beginning. Okay. And not only that, like my mother used to play like the heavy 60s and the 70s. So I know a lot.
Are stuck there.
Absolutely. The Manhattans, the Commodores, the Four Tops. Smokey and the Miracles, I mean? It's a heavy background in the family, very, very heavy. But I just fell in love when I heard hip hop, man. It just took over my body, and when something touch you like that, you gotta pursue it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. So speaking about starting in the 90s, tell me what was your one of your first raps.
One of my first raps?
Yeah.
Man.
Any of your fans may know. Let's go there. Let's kind of bring it up.
I don't even remember the verse, but I always get approached about, I did a freestyle in 2002 over Noriega's Nothing. Okay. And people run up to me to this day and still spit lines from that. Lit. And I don't even remember. I just remember something about Self-O.N E hit the streets like I fell out of a van. After that, it's a blank. I don't know nothing else.
Yo, that's dope though. Yes. So 2002 is really like your staple.
Yeah, that's
into hip hop.
That's when it really started. Clicking for me, and things got a little bit easier.
Okay,
Absolutely.
It is good that people are like reaching out to you, and they're just like making that memorable moment for you, because a lot of times we don't understand how far we've come. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think about it like my brother when he first got into the industry and he was rapping, and like my mom beat him up, like, because he had cussing in his writing, right? So tell me about some challenges you had growing up trying to rap, and how was the support there? Like, I know.
Nah. I mean, as far as the music goes, it was support there, but
right.
as far as, everything else, it was a lot of hardships coming up. I'm not gonna lie. Right. A lot of people go through their hardships. Yes. Not to sit here and act like I had the worst way in America anybody ever seen. That's not the case.
You had a teacher to tell you weren't gonna make it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's one of those. But it's just when I figured out how to put words together and make it mean something, that's when the more support started to come, because that's when people look at you like, all right, dang, you went through this and you said this, like, yo, I kind of went through the same thing. So then people start relating to you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's why I say you like the homeboy.
Absolutely.
You got that homeboy feel.
Absolutely.
You cannot listen to it like the Nipsey feel.
Come on.
That's lit.
That's an honor. Thank you.
It is. It's like, you go through with this new era of music, you need that. You know what I'm saying? It's
Absolutely.
Like you don't have that home feel, like you just want to plug it in and ride. Like you just want to ride. That's it. And you don't have that anymore. Like everything is like beating down the block. Like my son, he's 3, and he's like, Mom, the music is too loud, but I can ride. And he wouldn't even budge on his Nipsey playing. You know what I'm saying? So you need that homeboy music, and I love that. That's a staple, and being able to stand out. So how do you try to keep your music to stand out in this new era of hip hop?
It's simple for me. Like whenever I listen to a record, like I listen to the beats, but I don't pick the beats. If the beat is speaking to me, then I just speak on it. Like I don't have to think of what to say. If I gotta sit and think of it, that means I don't want to do it.
Right.
And that's when music becomes generic.
Right. That's how you become an MC.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's see. So let's jump into the project.
Let's do it.
You ready to talk about the project?
I'm ready to talk about it.
So what does 218 mean?
It's my birthday.
Really?
February 18th, from the last day of Aquarius. That's why I said on 218, the last day before the Pisces, my Aquarius mind shines so brightly.
So, but you're on the cusp, so you're a little emotional? Or?
No, that's the thing. I'm not.
You're not?
I'm not.
Okay. Now I know you're Aquarius. I can kind of get where your vibe is. Yeah. So what was the vibe that you were going for this album?
We started the whole process in September 2018.
Okay.
And we was just recording music.
Right.
Which is fine. That's what we went into the whole thing doing. But I had no particular direction, just recording songs. And I had a session in April.
Okay.
And I did Love Remains that day.
Okay.
So I had like 10 minutes left in the session. And everybody was looking at me, come on, Sid, we gotta go. And I'm like, no, I gotta do this right now, because it's speaking to me. I gotta do this right now. So I went in the booth, did the hook for Love Remains, and then after that, that's when I knew exactly where I wanted to take the project, because it was telling me, just be honest.
Right.
Just be honest. And I said, okay, because at first I was just making songs, and we was gonna pick like the best ones, and I got some heaters that didn't make the album. Trust me.
Right.
But it just made sense to just be honest with the people, and what better way to be honest than your birthday? Like that's the most honest thing about you. That's your day.
To make it true.
Right. That's your day.
Got it.
Absolutely.
That's what's up. So speaking of recording and picking the songs that made the album, so what are you gonna do with the music that didn't make it?
Time will tell.
You gonna take it on tour or?
Time will tell.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how I can hear.
We got a deluxe edition.
See that'll be lit.
We got a deluxe edition coming. It's gonna be a few of those on there.
You know what we want.
You know we working.
You know what we want.
We stay working. You see where we at. We stay working.
So let's go over. So I was stalking your Twitter page.
All right.
Tell them what's your Twitter.
Sig 218.
Okay.
ISIGG 218.
Okay. So Sig is
the nickname.
Okay.
So it's funny. Let me clarify the nickname.
Okay.
Sig. Why everybody calls me Sig. I used to be like just rapping, just back in the day, just rapping. Once again, like the 2002.
Right.
Used to just rap. So I did a freestyle over Boom, Royce the 5'9" record, and we used to just ride around, hop out, and just battle, and just hop out and just rhyme and do it and throughout the city, right? And that's when I did a joint over Boom. And Grams was like, Siggity Self one. And it stuck. That's where the Siggity comes from. So it went from Siggity to Sig, and then after that it just took off. So Sig is always the nickname, even though Self-O.N.E is the rap name.
Right.
I'm both. I'm Sig. I'm Self. I take it.
That's what's up. So, but you City Self though, so it's like
you feel me?
It's really one whole name,
right,
but we just kind of depending upon where you at, how hot the music is.
Absolutely.
You could be Sig, and you could be.
I could be Self-O.N.E. But another thing, if people call me Sig, then I know they know me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like if people run up on me, yourself, O&E, what's up? I know you just know me through music.
So when they go to the bank and they're like, see, he got an account here.
No, he does not. No. Offshore.
Okay. So tell us some numbers. So the album came out
Christmas Eve.
Okay. And why did you choose Christmas Eve?
Honestly, I didn't want that day.
Really?
I fought with them tooth and nail. I didn't want that day. Who is them? The family.
Okay.
That's Kevin, Tense, and Grants. Bar 540. I didn't want that day.
Okay.
Because I knew what we had.
Right.
And I wanted to get it in people's hands earlier than what they was trying to do. And their whole process behind it was, it's the holidays, people gonna be with their family, people got time to listen.
Right.
I'm a man of logic. Like if it makes sense and I understand where you're coming from, even if I feel my idea is better,
right,
I can still go with yours. Like I know how to put my feelings aside.
Most Aquarius do.
Right. I know how to put that to the side. So we ran with the 24th and it was beautiful.
That's what's up. Yeah. So how many records did we sell in the first week?
It's pretty nice to me.
Okay.
You tell me.
I don't know.
150? 150?
What?
150.
Okay. That's how many streams we got?
Tell me.
In a week?
Tell me.
Yo, that's dope.
You tell me.
To come back. So let's say, how far was the gap? So when was the last project?
That I did? Ooh, I really didn't rap from 2012 all the way up until 2018 just because my headspace wasn't there.
Right. But most great artists, they can't drop so fast. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. You want to come back and like you said, you came back and you talked your shit and you spoke your truth.
Thank you.
And now we here. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. So just to be able to come back and your people were looking for it, they've been waiting for it, and they was ready to listen. Because in the era that we're in, people are so ready for something new. You know what I'm saying? And so for you to be able to come back and still back your audience, it's like, it's dope. It's dope. So let's talk about some facts.
All right.
Right. We want to talk about 4 facts.
4 facts.
For SELF.
SELF?
Yeah.
Right. So that's the new name? The SELF?
We got it.
I like it. That's the next project.
So tell me, the album cover was shot at
a studio at Camp Kurtz in Atlanta.
Everybody loves Camp Kurtz.
Absolutely.
It's very creative.
Absolutely.
Finish this line.
Okay.
They love you when you're troubled.
The crowd roars and rumble the floors. Every second they demanding, they wanting it more.
Who's that?
Come on.
Whose is that?
That's me. That's American me. That's American me.
Okay. That's what I couldn't show you earlier.
I got you. I like that.
Your fans show the most love on which social media platforms?
Well, currently, I literally just made an IG page just because people been telling me, yo, you need an IG page. Yo, let's have an IG page. I'm not big on socials. Like, even though I have a Twitter, like, you seen my Twitter. I don't do much on Twitter. I say stupid stuff on Twitter.
But it'd be funny.
Right. So, I don't know,
Okay, so we on IG. So what's your IG?
Self-O.N.E 218.
Okay.
Self-O.N.E 218.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. So we fans, where we at?
Absolutely.
So where are most of them at right now?
Twitter.
Okay, cool. Absolutely. So you like the tweet?
Yes and no.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You can show your brain.
I can show but I like to say, like I said, I can say whatever I want to say. Not in a crazy way, like these new kids do. Like, yo, I'll shoot your hood. Like, nah, like none of that. Like, I can go in there and say something about, yo, I hate blueberry syrup and bounce. You know what I mean? Like, and just be out of there.
I know sports been taking over your timeline though. That was one thing I did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was like, all right,
we got playoffs.
Yeah, I got it.
Come on.
All right, so we know. So what's your favorite song on the album?
Today?
Yesterday,
Basel.
Okay,
Today, Basel.
That's what's up. So Christmas Eve.
Basel.
Really?
Yeah, it's Basel. I like doing that. Basel, but it's a nice 3-way tie for me. Basel, One of One, and American Me. I love American Me. I'm glad you put American Me in there. Like when you did that, like that's what made it so live. I like that. Thank you.
I do what I can.
Thank you. Thank you.
People love seeing my seat across from me.
Oh yeah.
I like to think that sometimes.
No doubt.
So what makes it a three-way tie?
Have you heard them?
Of course. But I'm saying from your perspective, you were in the booth.
That's what I mean. Like, have you heard them?
I mean, you have other songs that didn't even make the album.
Right.
So what makes these three such a tie?
Barcel is that hustler talk.
Okay.
Like, growing up in the 90s, I feel like everybody knew you had to hustle in the 90s.
Right.
There was no cameras around. There was no cell phones around. You had freedom to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you had your lookouts on the corner, the boys on the way. Like, you had your transporters. Like, all of that. Like, so Barcel is for them. That's that hustler talk, and that's what I grew up around. So that's why it did it me. One is to remind people, I can do this thing. I can MC. I can... True. There we go. And American Me, just because with all the things that's going on in America, like even with who we have in the office, I don't even say the guy 45. Name. 45, I don't even say my man's name, but it's hard to associate yourself with America at times.
It is.
But regardless, America made me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
and
what's
up. And you start from the bottom and you just make your way here. So it's like it's American Me, like regardless.
That's lit.
Yep.
Lit. So I forgot to go back to the tweets that I saw from some of your fans. So a lot of them was quoting most of your lyrics, and I see buy for a nickel, sell for a dime. It's all for the love of the hustle.
That's Barcel.
I know.
That's the one.
Hey, we got some love for it. I see.
As
soon as you put it on, he wants it off. What's the cause that love will hang you upside down?
Diana Ross. That's love. That comes from Love Remains. Once again, Love Remains is a very important song on the project because that changed the whole landscape for 218.
So that should have been your favorite.
Nah, it's not though. But Love Remains is definitely up there. Like
it made the album.
Right. I love all my babies. I love all 12 of my babies. They're mine. They're mine.
We cut from that cloth that they can't make again.
They can
never replicate my skin.
This black excellence.
That's lit.
You know what this is.
That's lit.
You know what this is.
Yes, that's lit.
They can't do this. They can't do this.
So what do you want to tell the people? What you got? What didn't I ask? What else do you want people to know?
I think you did a pretty good job. Yeah, I'm good. You know.
That's love.
This is me. I'm all right.
So let's drop your socials one more time. The website.
Absolutely. Can't forget about the website, www.var540.com. Go there now. You can listen to the album through there. Twitter, iSig218. Instagram, newly, Self-O.N.E 218. And then there we have it.
So where can we hear your music besides the website?
Everywhere. All streaming sites. Yeah. Apple, Tidal, Spotify.
Ooh, y'all on Tidal?
Deezer. I don't even know what Deezer is.
Y'all working. Can we get it on
everywhere.
Spotify?
Yeah. Spotify, Amazon, YouTube. Where you want it. In your car, in your kitchen, your grandmother's house. Where you want it. We'll deliver it to you. We'll bring it to you.
That's what's up. Well, I appreciate you coming, allowing me to come to the Lions Den.
Love is love. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And let me dig a little bit deeper on the behalf of your fans. You can follow me on all social media realms. I am Natasha Hall. I really appreciate you giving me the rundown about what you do.
Thank you.
Mr. MC himself, Self-O.N.E.
Come on.
And so you said it was going to be corny when I said it. Remember?
I didn't say that. I did say that. My bad. I did.
AKA Siggity Sig.
Come on, Siggity Sig. I like that one.
Self-O.N.E.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, keep going.
O&E. I'm out of ammo.
Come on. What you said earlier, the self.
The self.
Keep going. It's like the Mandalorian, like the Self-O.N.E. Ooh. I'm running with that.
So listen, I need full credit. 20% early. So
we're not running.